All right, so this cabin's basically completed, but what I don't have in there is any sort of plumbing, any toilet. I was gonna do an outhouse, but that's not ideal. And of course, septic here isn't an option. So I just actually last year heard about incinerator toilets, and I heard from a friend who had one. Unfortunately, they had one that was kind of cheap and I guess didn't work super well, had some issues. So when I went to get one, I wanted to get a pretty nice one, and looked into them all, and these Cinderella toilets are the cream of the crop for incinerator toilets. So we're gonna install this in the cabin, which honestly, it's gonna be an awesome option for anywhere you can't have septic. This one's called the Freedom model, and it uses propane and just a very small charge of electric that you could easily get from solar or anything else. I actually have electricity run to this cabin, so I could have got the Comfort, as it's called, but I wanted the ability to have a toilet that was working when, say, the power went out or other things like that. So I just went ahead and got the Freedom model. It'll be propane fired. Also, I got a urinal so that you're not wasting propane, burning up all that liquid. We can just run the drain, the liquid gray water down the hill and into a small little gravel-filled barrel with holes drilled in it as a mini septic for the urinal. And then only the solids do we need to burn in the toilet. But you should definitely check out incinerator toilets if you have some kind of off-grid cabin or some kind of a build that's having a problem getting septic approval. It's actually a really cool option. So again, I got the urinal and the toilet, and I wanted to show you guys how to install it. So again, I chose the Cinderella toilet because really I wanted the best quality. It might be a little more expensive than some of the options you can get, but from what my friends were telling me, with their cheaper one, it would not close sometimes and burn, and then let that smoke into the house. You want something that's really high quality. Cinderella toilets are UL and NSF certified, meaning they've really been tested to the max, and anything that you end up with, any byproduct, the ash basically that comes out of this, you can just dump it right outside. It's completely sanitary. So I got this Cinderella toilet through off-grid distribution, and that's the company that's bringing them to the United States. It's a Norwegian product, and they're actually looking for distributors all across the US. So if you wanted a job being a distributor, someone that can install, service, and provide support for people putting in these toilets, check out off-grid distribution. They're looking for dealerships. The dealership I went through was called LD Systems, and they're out of Bozeman, Montana, and they provide people with all kinds of difficult to source products and items. This toilet is one of the things they can get for you. So anyway, a little bit on why I chose the Cinderella specifically and more details surrounding that. But ultimately, I think it's the best solution for the job, and I'm gonna have the least issues, and so I'm willing to pay a little bit more up front to have something that runs smooth for decades down the line. Anyway, let's get on to the installation of it. So when you order your kit, the Freedom here in particular, the gas one, is what I got, and it comes with a box. Here you get your ventilation pieces. This box comes with all your pipe that's going to run up the outside of your house and vent your toilet. All the stuff you need to install it. Then we got the toilet itself, which we took out of that box. It's well made, you can tell. And then this in here is the urinal, which will just make everything a lot more efficient. So that's the complete set. I think we can get it installed here in just a few hours. So let's do that. So we can go in the cabin here. I'll show you. You have to pardon the mess. I actually have some family staying here at the time. Ooh, there it is. You got the loft, the kitchen, Our little stove. Things from the early 1900s, a caboose stove that I came across. You know, we got our kitchen, little gas-powered stove. And this is what the toilet bathroom situation looks like. So again, I'm gonna have the urinal here and the toilet. It's not gonna take up too much space. And I wanted to set them in here just to get an eye for it. That's where they'll go. So first up on the toilet, we just so happened that our vent pipe is gonna land right in the middle of one of these logs. So I'm just gonna chunk a square piece of that log out and punch our ventilation pipe through there. So I'm marking it where I'm gonna cut it. I'll plunge cut through with the chainsaw. We'll be able to run our ventilation pipe out. All right, and so this is just an air intake for the toilet that we're installing. Again, really simple. It was the same diameter as my stud, as my logs here, so I just chopped this one out. Put this string in here, and so, oops, tie a bigger knot there. But put it in there, and as you pull it open, you can allow air to come in to your toilet. Pull all the way to close it. So 2 clicks is a minimum that you need to provide enough air to burn. There you go. And I will add another knot, and then we'll just stick her in right there, nail it in, and it'll be easy to open and close that vent when you need. We got the exterior sleeve right there. And we'll stick this interior sleeve into that. And there, that's it. Beautiful. I'll nail that in. There you go. Beautiful. So as you can see, the ventilation pipes come with these little metal rings that go on the outside of the male end here. And they have these little gripper arms. So when you slide this in, that's gonna click around that. And this one just helps guide it on the outside. So as you can see here, we wet this with a little water, and we're just gonna work it in there. Now it grips on like so. So now we've got our pipe. This is gonna go into our toilet. We'll cut it off where we need, and this will head up the wall on the exterior of the house. And off of this little place is installed a condensation kit, so that the condensation that collects in the pipe drips where you want it to drip. So there we go. Next step. There we go. So with the toilet in place where it's going to be, we are going to measure from the lip on that vent there out to where we want our elbow here, which is, all right, so from this little bevel right here, we're going to go 8.5 inches, and this is where we're going to cut our pipe. And that'll go through the wall and give us a nice space from the exterior wall to run up it. You can shave those little edges and the burrs off so it fits better. So, okay, make sure you get that hose clamp on there and into place. We're going to cut it right there. All right, this wall's level, so if we go 18 3/8 inches, And then we come in here, 18 3/8 inches is where I'll put my next one. All right. All right, you get your bracket on there. Screw this on like so. Get it nice and tightened up. And then these will just go on the outside. This one screws in, and this one clips in. All right, so you want to extend your ventilation pipe a couple feet above your roof line. Then we got all our brackets mounted. This just slides on like so. We'll put a couple little holder screws in there, and this clips right on the top. Wink. There you go. And that'll be how it fits. Simply stick her in. But it'll be like that. I'm gonna get those screws in there. And there, our ventilation line will be complete. Amazing. Tray out for the first time. Take off the zip ties. Here's what your ashtray is going to look like. So off the back of the toilet on the Freedom model, the gas model, you have this that comes with it, this attachment. So we bought this coupler that goes from your standard threads, which we'll put pipe sealant on and tighten down to a compression fitting that'll go right onto our propane hose regulator. This will go outside to our propane tank. So with the urinal installation, you can see if you could just drain straight down, you could just stump up your drain pipe, your 1.5-inch drain pipe. Right here, I put a little mark on the floor. Unfortunately for me, a stud, it's right where a stud is. So what I'm gonna do is come off the bottom of the toilet with this little device. The toilet comes with this gray elbow, so I can come back, and then I've got a fern cove and just a street 90 down. And that'll just move me back behind that joist. And so I'm gonna wanna drill my hole wherever this ends up. All right, so this is my little device, my little elbow to move the drain behind what is a joist right here. So I'll just stick that gray pipe that comes with it on. You can see, now I know where I need to drill my hole. I'll set that back down. I want my toilet right there, and I can just reach through this hole and mark that and drill it. Get in there. All right, we're gonna be right here. So I'm gonna glue that in place, and then we'll be able to set our toilet in place. This, you know, is about a foot from the wall. It's gonna vary. I have a little variability in my wall, but okay, so we're just gonna stick her in like that. That'll be our final setup. So let me glue that plumbing into place. So I'm gonna wet this little nub here to help it fit on its seating a little better on the other elbow. Get that wet. Place it right on there, like so. And I'll press it into place, make sure it's all secure. All right, and so got it all set in place. It's seated really well. You can tell in here. There's a nice tight seal. So then we just screw this urinal into place. Don't go too hard, because super simple, 4 screws, nice and tight. I'm gonna go to these feet and make sure they're tight also. You just get a regular ended screwdriver and tighten all 4 of these down. All right, so we've got it screwed down, everything's in place. I've insulated the hole that I drilled out, and now all I do is set the top into place. Snaps down. That's why we gave ourselves, you'll notice I put it a couple inches away from the wall here just so that make sure that lid stays open. Then you can put this little scent, blocks the scent from coming back up this way, right in place, and you're all set. You got your urinal installed. Really that simple. So there you're set up with your urinal and your toilet. Again, compared to the price of putting in a full septic system, it's a fraction of the cost, which is awesome because it's a really good solution. It's also, the Cinderella in particular is really well built in that it's got all the certifications, it's safe. That is, when it's running a cycle, the exterior doesn't get hot, so the kids aren't going to come in and burn themselves. If during a cycle somebody needs to go to the bathroom, you can open it up and it automatically stops. You can do your thing, close it again, and it'll continue running. Or if, say again, the kids come in and open it up for whatever reason and it's in there doing a burn cycle, it'll all stop and shut down. So it's really safe, well made, just it's an excellent solution for, I can picture like a myriad of situations where you wouldn't be able to build a septic, but you can, put this in as a solution. So with Cinderella incinerating toilets, you basically burn up all the waste into just a tiny amount of sterile ash. And in some ways it's a big advantage over traditional septic systems in that you don't have to worry about drain fields leaking into your well or contaminating lakes and rivers. These particular Cinderella toilets have all the certifications. It's met all the strict requirements to achieve NSF, CE, ETL, and UL certifications. I'm excited to have it here. It sure beats just digging a hole outside or spending 25 grand on a septic. So, all right, so it comes with a box of liners, and of course you can get liners. Real simple, you just open them up, stick them in place, bam, you do your thing. When you close it and hit the button, it drops it in there, burns it up, and there's no smell. It's perfectly clean and efficient, just a great off-grid solution. This Cinderella Freedom toilet set up for propane and 12 volts, so you can hook it up to a car battery or solar power or whatever. I actually have 110 at this cabin, so I got myself this little inverter. It's a little 5 amp, 110 to 12 volt inverter. And I'll plug that thing in back here. And the old machine will power on. You can see here. There you go. Gas, lights on, green light, ready for use. Language English. This is the flush button right here. So let's give it a test. All right, so you get these little liners that come with the toilet. You can always order more. And you simply install the liner. When you open the lid, the fan comes on as it's expecting some action. And then you use the bathroom. In my case, we came back from a little trip, found a dead mouse under our bed. So let's use the restroom, little liquid, and we will see if it cremates the mouse as it would anything else you put in there. So we'll shut it. The lid is open, ready for use. Hit the button. Oh, I heard it get sucked down and close. Nice. Burn, if you needed to use the toilet in between, say I needed to come in here and use the toilet, I could just open it and go. It'll pause the cycle and then continue afterwards. So no problem there. And we'll check back in and see what has come of our waste product. All right, so yesterday I put that mouse in here and then it incinerated, but also over the course of the night, people used this toilet and put all kinds of other unmentionable artifacts in there, and it did incinerate. So now let's open her up for the first time, see what we have. There you go. You can actually see the mouse and some other things here that are less mentionable. No, that's it. Look at that. It's just totally inert ash. Nothing to be worried about. Oh, so then you can just take your ash out and, you know, certain plants like ash, no big deal. It's all certified sanitary after it runs through this process. So again, good quality toilet and a good clean burn.